You are source and earth is your playground. What's up, everyone? I'm Ashley Smashley, and in this video, we're going to be talking about how you and me and everyone and everything else is source appearing, having a physical human experience, and earth is our playground. If you are new here, smash that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment below. On this channel, we talk all things spiritual awakening and being on the divine path to unlock your infinite potential. So imagine this: you put on a 3D virtual reality headset in which you identify with the character that you're playing in the game, and you're navigating the game, perceiving reality through the identity of the character. That is what Source is doing here. And that is what we mean by we are all one. We are one. All Source consciousness appearing in this game as different characters interacting with each other. And once you've had this experience of dropping the character, I've had 6 out of body experiences in which several of them I merged back into Source consciousness. And then I come back into my human character and take on the identity of Ashley again. But it's an illusion. The identity that you think you are, the character that you think you are, is an illusion. It's Source having a human experience through you. Source created this whole physical reality to come have human experiences, and Earth is just a playground. And when we know this, when we truly know this from within, we can stop taking everything so seriously because everyone is actually eternal and nobody's actually real. So nobody's actually suffering, nobody's actually dying, nobody's starving, none of that's real. There's just the illusion and perception of it being real. So when we come across characters that are still stuck in this separation consciousness, body consciousness, in which they think they're victims or that all these horrible things are going on in the world, we can send them love and compassion from a higher state of consciousness without feeding the old earth timelines. There are characters out there that are also source, that are a part of this game, that have manipulated reality to keep us stuck in these lower states of consciousness in which we are identified as a human. And they need our energy to feed their timelines. So when we focus our energy and attention on these old earth timelines and validating victimhood and validating that reality, you're actually feeding the old earth timelines. Many people have woken up to this and have started to feed the new earth timelines. And this is how we make the shift, by knowing that we're all here as source playing a game. And yes, there are people who are still perceiving that they are suffering. We send them love and compassion and keep doing our thing as source, our divine path to unlock our infinite potential so that we can create new earth. You're never going to create new earth while focusing on the negative things in the world and identifying with that reality and validating that reality. We must look at earth like a playground. Could you imagine if you got on Call of Duty with one of your friends and you actually became the identity of that character in the game, and your friend, you, and you're just like, you hate your friend or you think it's so bad and so wrong because you're taking everything too seriously? It's just a game. All right, you have to have this tangible experience from within to know this. You can hear me say it. You can watch all the other people on YouTube who talk about it. This is not my opinion. All right. This is what's going on here. And once you've had the experience, other people won't be able to tell you you're wrong because you know, and there are countless other people who also know that we're all source just pretending to be humans and that none of this is actually real. So play more. Stop taking everything so seriously. And we get to decide the value that we assign to our experiences, the value that we assign to our emotions. You get to decide that. And I promise you that you can go through the most negative human experience and be feeling the most negative human emotions and enjoy it and actually know it's benefiting you once you learn how to play the game. All right? This is wisdom from within. And there will be no more suffering. There will be no more illusion of victimhood and no more identifying with your emotions. Emotions aren't that serious. What emotions are, they're just energy. And how the game works is like, first of all, the illusion of time, there's the illusion of victimhood, there's the illusion of free will. And through the human perspective, we navigate Earth while honoring these illusions, but also knowing they are illusions. So when you learn how to play the game and you get on your divine path to unlock your infinite potential and you actually start to dissolve this illusion of you being a human, then experiences will manifest that you planned, you created your whole life. This whole thing is scripted already. All right. And you plan an experience, you have a soul contract with another separate soul, right? And they appear in your reality to deliver you an experience, which will trigger an emotion with you for you to process the energy. Everything is a reflection. This outer world doesn't exist, it's coming from within, not within the body, within your self, the I am. And it's a projection. Like literally imagine source putting on a 3D virtual reality headset in which it thinks it's you. So allow yourself to be guided from one experience to the next and alchemize the energy. Sit and allow your human to have the emotional experience without labeling it negative or bad or wrong. You just sit and have the emotional reaction, pull yourself out of your body consciousness, right? And say, I'm source. My human is having this emotional experience right now. And just witness from a place of non judgment, and the energy dissolves. And that's how you actually raise your frequency. And that's what we do. We bop around from experience to experience until you learn how to alchemize emotional energy. You will blame other people for triggering you. But when you are actually awake to what's going on here, you think every trigger is an amazing opportunity to raise your vibration. So learn how to play this game from within. Detach from this physical experience. Stop putting your energy and attention and feeding old earth timelines. Whatever you're judgmental of, whatever you think is bad, whatever you think is wrong, whatever triggers you are all indications of a limitation program, unprocessed emotions, or an unaccepted aspect of self because everything is you. Every single thing that goes on this planet is you appearing in form at your ultimate, truest form. And I know that's hard for some people to accept, but I promise you, at some point in your journey, you will begin to face all these unaccepted aspects of self. Also, there are a lot of creators out there, the non dual creators, that will just say, oh, time is an illusion. There are no others. But then they still honor those in their day to day life, right? They'll immediately shut down your perspective of the illusion which is fine. We don't want to validate the illusion, but we also need to realize that we are living in an illusion. There is something going on here, right? There is source appearing as a human living out this illusion. Otherwise, why would they even be making videos? If there are no others, why make a video? Why have groups in which they schedule times for live calls? If time's an illusion and there are no others, right? Because we're source, we need to learn how to play in the illusion. We need to use Earth as our playground. And I'm telling you, when you expand your consciousness and you no longer identify as your human character and you no longer are so attached to your victimhood and suffering and all the negative emotions, everything becomes a fun, amazing human experience. Source wants to have all the human experiences. You are the creator. Everything you create serves you, and creation is finished. Those are the 3 pillars of power by Pete Sapper. If you don't know Pete Sapper, I will link one of his videos down below or his channel. Go check out Pete Sapper. I've been watching him for years, and he's very helpful to my human character along this journey. So find a few YouTubers that actually have the consciousness. Escaping the matrix isn't creating financial freedom. Escaping the matrix is consciousness. Seek first the kingdom of God, and the rest will be added unto you. Anything you create through your false ego character is going to collapse in new earth because you're building it on a foundation that is not going to exist anymore. That is why we must learn how to use earth as our playground and be source within the illusion of your human character. And everything, no matter how negative, how bad, how wrong, first of all duality is a lower state of consciousness. Right and wrong, good and bad, positive, negative, light, dark. Everything is serving the ascension into new earth. And everything that appears on the screen of your consciousness is benefiting you in your own personal expansion of consciousness from your human character back to source consciousness. That's why you put it all on your timeline. You created everything. So, how can you be a victim of your own creation? Trust me. When you get here, you'll know. And I'm planting a seed for some of you. That's all I can do for some of you, right? I can't force you to expand your consciousness. You can't force yourself to expand your consciousness. That's what this playground is for. Earth and human, the greatest tale of all time. You are source and earth is your playground. Learn how to play the game. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.